Another green day for the books, guys. We have to break it down in this video, and of course, we're going to go over a bunch of stocks that I'm looking at and overall what I'm doing in these markets. So let's just dive into it. If you all find value, hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe and get your $10 free cash coupon on Moomoo, plus up to 15 stocks, each up to $2,000. Just use that link down below or go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo. Deposit at least $100 and boom, you get a bunch of free money. It also helps out the channel, guys. And with that being said, let's dive right into the video. So again, another green day for the books today as we had the S&P 500 close up 0.9%, Russell up 0.8%, Dow up, let's see here, about 0.1%. The Dow didn't do that well today, but still inked out a green day as the NASDAQ went up 1.8%. So great day all across the board, especially for the big tech names, tech in general, the Russell, small caps, very strong day. So what we're noticing here is SPY closed right at 398, which is great. As long as the way I was looking at it, guys, was, as long as SPY closed above the highs from last week, it was a win in the books for me, for the bulls. Being the highs from last week being about 390, 391, and you guys can clearly see we closed above that. SPY closed above 398 today, and it closed up 1%. And by the looks of it, it wants to go and fill the gap to the highs here from the middle of September, which we talked about in my last video recently. That's where we peaked right before the October, not the October. We just got the October CPI. That's where we peaked before the August CPI. Then from there, it was a pretty rough couple of weeks. You guys remember that, right? So that's where I feel like this could be going, whether it be next week, the week after, 410.15. That's where I feel like SPY's got room to go. And for Triple Q, if I pull it up, and you guys know this tracks the NASDAQ 100, this ended up, the reason why I feel like this week was a win for the bulls is because this ended up closing above this high right here. Do you guys see this? This point of resistance being about 284, 285, that's been a point of resistance for almost 2 months now. We broke out of it today. We not only broke out, but we closed above it. So I feel like at this point, this could fill the gap to 295 next. Then if that is able to break, which is where I have an alert right now, we could end up going towards 310, maybe 315, maybe even higher than that. So QQQ looks pretty bullish here. And again, both SPY and Triple Q did very well on the not only on the day, but or on the week rather, but especially today. The way we closed today, it was kind of like a statement from the bulls, right? They held the gains from yesterday and some. It would have been great for the bears if obviously we gave back a lot of the gains from yesterday today, but we didn't do that. Again, bulls came in strong again and, had another strong green day. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And let's pull up oil and see where this is at. Crude oil went up 2.7% on the day. It's at what, 88, almost 89 a barrel here, it seems like. And on the 4-hour chart, if I zoom in a little bit, you guys can see we did break out of the 180. We closed above it, but right under the 50 SMA at the same time. So we're kind of sandwiched between these moving averages here. And no joke, you guys know this, but I'll say it again. I've said it before. $90 is a big resistance on oil. Not only from a couple of weeks ago, but also from the middle of October, which was about a month ago. So if 90 is able to break, I've said it before, I'll say it again, 93, $94 a barrel is probably next. Then from there, we could be going to $100 a barrel on oil. That's my take there. So let's see what's going on with some of these stocks, guys. I'm not going to break crypto down in this video, but I could pull it up quickly and just tell you all what's going on. Let's take a look very quickly. Mind you, when I'm filming this, it is 7:30 p.m. on Friday night. And by the way, hope you guys had a great day, a great week, and have a great weekend. I appreciate you all, as always, for tuning in here on the channel. Bitcoin's at 16.9 right now. It's down 3.5%. We have Ethereum at 1,270 roughly, down 1.4%. Ethereum 2. What the heck is Ethereum 2 at the end of the day? Why is this on here? When I pull up my Coinbase app, guys, I go to prices, the little tab or the little button on the bottom. Why is Ethereum 2 the third one on my watch list? Is that customizable? Because Who the heck looks at Ethereum too? Either way, Dogecoin is down 5%. Let's see what else is moving. Polygon's down 8.5%. Avalanche, AVAX is down 9%. And, a lot of these are getting destroyed. And that's just been what's been going on. We talked about in my last video how FTX has filed bankruptcy, and a lot of their, what was it called? Their, the companies that are, let's see here. What did I have it as in my notes? A lot of the companies that were affiliated, that's the word, affiliated with FTX, they went under, they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So that is hurting crypto in general. And who knows how long that's going to last. I feel like it's going to last a little bit longer here. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And now let's talk about some stocks. We have 7 stocks to break down for this video. And you guys better watch the whole video. Stick on throughout because you're going to want to hear all these stocks. So Netflix is one that out of all, and we'll take a look at this chart here in a second, out of all these big tech stocks, Netflix is one that's really starting to reverse. It's actually putting in higher lows, breaking out completely pretty much at this point. And a lot of the other tech stocks are nowhere near doing that. We're talking Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, none of these, Microsoft, even none of them are even close to doing this. But Netflix is really starting to break out. I'm not saying this is the bottom for sure. We're going to all-time highs or anything crazy like that. But this, out of any tech stock, is really the only one out of the big ones that I've been looking at least, that's been putting in higher lows for quite some time now, for months at this point, right? From $162 back in the middle of May, now we're pushing 300. And not to toot my own horn, guys, but did I not call this out when it was in the low 200s? I told you all it'll fill the gap most likely here towards 300, 330. That's where we're going right now. Netflix had a 5.5% green day, up $15 on the day, and we're looking like we close above the moving averages. We're breaking out, uptrends continuing. If this thing takes 305 out, which, mind you, those were the highs from about 2 weeks ago, this is going straight to 330, maybe even higher from that point. So Netflix really looks good here. And if I pull back a little bit, let me see the yearly chart. If 330 is able to break, where could we be going after that? Let's see. 390 is where we peaked back in the end of March of 22, early April. That could be a target if we break 330. Then from there, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, guys, but from there, maybe towards the 400s, low mid 400s. So there could be some more upside here on Netflix. I'm not banking on it going to 400 anytime soon, guys. I'm just trying to paint a picture here for you all. And really in the short term, I'm looking at, again, from here to 290 for it to go to 305, then 330 after that. That's what I'm personally looking for. So stock number 1 is Netflix. This thing is crushing it. It's up about 76% off the lows right now, and I feel like that could continue in the short term. Another one that I'm looking at is Square, also known as Block, guys. This had a 6% green day. If it was a 60% green day, that'd be unbelievable. 6% green day for Block today, guys, and look at this. It closed above not only the highs from last week, but honestly the past couple of weeks, and we are very much above these moving averages as well. So you could argue it's a little bit overbought, but at the same time, if you zoom in a little bit, you're going to see something here. What do you guys see? You see an inverse head and shoulders, right? You got the left shoulder right there, the head, got the right shoulder right here, boom. If there is, a push next week, we might be going mid-70s. That'd complete the right shoulder here. Then if that were to break, man, we might be going towards 80s, mid-80s, maybe towards the 90s. I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here, but, looking at this chart back in the beginning of August, that's where this was, $90, $95. That is where Square was. So I'm watching Square, Block, whatever the heck you want to call it here next week, guys. I'm going to set my alert at $75. We'll see what it ends up doing from that point. Oops, not 753, guys. 75. There we go. Mark is at or above $75. So another one that I'm looking at here is Mercado Libre. MELI is the ticker. This one up 4% on the day. And this is one that looks interesting to me. We are clearly breaking out of the downwards channel. We're above the moving averages now as well, and we have a golden cross. That's good, but we are not quite yet breaking out here of $1,000, which is a big sticking point from the beginning of September and really over the past couple of weeks. And by the looks of it, we completed this inverse head and shoulders. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but it looks like we completed it today and really this entire week. Boom, you guys see that right there? So we completed that. Now we just have to break out of 1,000, 1,015. If this point is able to break, boom, 1,000 or 1,100 rather, if that point breaks, we could be going even higher. So Mercado Libre setting up nicely. It just has to break that 1,000 mark, which I feel like we might be testing, or at least we might break it, or at least test it rather, this upcoming week. So MELI, make sure you guys watch it. And have you seen JP Morgan? This is one that completely ran away from me. If you all remember, a couple weeks ago, I was talking about how if this were to get to the 80s or 90s, I would buy it, initiate a position, buy JP Morgan. But literally, I feel like the day after I said that, they reported earnings, or shortly after I said that, they reported earnings. And look at the stock now, guys. It is at $135. This thing is up from $100 to $135, 35% in the past couple of weeks. So right now, buying it as a long-term investment, I feel like would not be the best, but that's just me. I think it ran away from me a little bit, but looking at it as a trade, it looks pretty good. The trend is clearly reversing here. I mean, we're taking out the highs from the past couple of months, and with this week's push, especially today and yesterday, JP Morgan, guys, this is huge, took out the highs from the end of May, being about 133, and today we close over $135. So if we hold this level, 135, 130, 133, we might be able to, get another bounce back or a bounce play off that point. But, keep in mind, again, we're a little overbought. This might also pull back. If this pullbacks and we get down to 123, 125, right by the highs here from the middle of August, that's where we can play this. It might be playing in this gap a little bit, or in this range for a couple days, and then we could end up buying the dip potentially in the mid-120s. We'll see. We'll see how it ends up playing out. Does it hold 135, or does it dip under 130, go to 125, consolidate a little bit? Time will tell, guys, but overall, JP Morgan, man, this thing has been on fire. It's been crushing it, and it doesn't look like it wants to slow down anytime soon. So Activision, guys, is one that I want to talk about quickly because they reported earnings. Earnings were solid. Modern Warfare 2, you guys know my take. The game's solid. One of the better CODs out recently, and I think these numbers are going to continue looking good over the next couple of quarters. And the reason why I'm covering it again here is because today it went up 0.7%. Not bad. Yesterday it crushed it. I mean, you guys saw it. And we ended up closing above the 180 SMA on the 4-hour, and we took out and closed above the highs from the beginning of this month, being about 73-ish dollars. So that's a very good sign for the bulls. Now, if we continue this momentum, this could go to 75, 76-ish in the very short term. Then if that were to break, now we're talking back to 78, 80 bucks. Activision could be going right there. So this looks good to me. It's not fully breaking out. I'm not jumping up and down, screaming and cheering quite yet, but, it's getting to a point where it is starting to look pretty dang good. And another one that I'm looking at is Nucor, which is also slowly reversing. We have a golden cross. We have, this week we had a nice big move above the moving averages here, and we're not quite yet out of the highs from, when was this? Triple top here from the end of August, early September. We're not out of there yet at 145, but this upcoming week, if we do break that point, 145 bucks, I'll put my alert there right now, this could see a break towards, 160, 65, maybe towards the highs here from the end of April, being about 175, 180. There could be a lot more upside. And the fact that the descending triangle is not playing out, which we had it drawn out, it's not playing out right now. We're actually breaking out. We have a golden cross again. We're above these moving averages. That's a good sign for the bulls. But we have to get above 145. And if that happens, again, we fill the gap towards 165. Then we'll see what happens from there, guys. So that's Nucor, ticker symbol NUE, and the last stock for this video is Mastercard. And if you all stuck till the end, let me know your thoughts in the comments, or just tell me in the comments you stuck till the end. Drop a money emoji, say till the end or something like that. I appreciate you all as always. Look at Mastercard here, guys. Another inverse Head and Shoulders. Look at that. We have the left shoulder. We got the head right here. Then we have the right shoulder right here. And this week, Mastercard freaking crushed it like a lot of stocks. And it closed above both moving averages. We have a golden cross, which is awesome. So I feel like, and mind you, we closed above the highs here from the middle of September being about 338. We closed right above those. So this, by the looks of it, again, inverse head and shoulders, it could complete anywhere from 350, 355, 360, which could give it anywhere from about, 3 to 4 to 5% more upside from where it is right now. And if we took out 365, we could be going to those highs from back in the end of April, which, what are the all-time highs on MasterCard? Is it that? Or I think 400. It was over 400, right? Barely, yeah. 401 was the all-time high from April of 2021. So we're talking about a year and a half ago. That's pretty crazy. And look at the stock. I mean, this stock has been pretty flat for a good amount of time here. I mean, for probably 2 years, maybe more than that. I don't even know. Let me see. Where is it at now? 340? Yeah, it was $340, believe it or not, guys, about 3 years ago. So this stock has been flat for 3 years. I don't think it pays or does pay a dividend. Last I checked, very small dividend. Did they cut it? I don't think they would. I don't think they'd cut it. Let me see, though. I'll double check it before we end the video. Guys, again, I appreciate you all for sticking in here. So Mastercard is dividend pair. Yep, it is. That's what I thought. 0.6% dividend yield for whatever that's worth. $1.96 a year is what they pay per share, which a share is $340. So to make a good income off Mastercard, you're going to need millions of dollars in the stock to get a good dividend income off of it. And obviously, it's not a dividend. It's not attracting dividend investors for the most part. Maybe dividend growth investors, but people that are trying to live off their dividends today, they're not buying Mastercard. But it's nice that they do pay a little dividend. They're kind of like the cherry on top. So with that being said, guys, I guess I'll wrap the video up quick. Not even really quick. I mean, 17 minutes. That's a pretty long video. Quick, I guess, for the usual night videos. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Get your free money again from Moomoo and from Webull. You can get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All those are linked down below. And don't forget to check out my Patreon and my second channel called Stocks Talks Money. I just made a video on there today. Go check it out. I'll link it down below. And with that being said, cheers, guys. Have a great rest of your night, Friday night. Have a great weekend. Have a great day whenever the heck you're watching this video. I'll see you later. Peace out.